Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. It is a new week, and I have gone through the two quests that we go through now to increase our renown to get this popped up. What else did I do on this character before this? Oh yeah. So the guild that this character is in, we have our raid nights these days on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we actually earlier tonight did our first run of the raid, and if you want to see, we took down looks like 5 bosses. We took down half the raid tonight: Shriekwing, Huntsman, Hungering Destroyer, Lady Darkvein, and this is kind of important and it's relevant to this quest here, Sun King Salvation. Now, this is a spoiler, but at this point it's kind of, I'm basically about to spoil it in case you didn't know. However, it is worth noting Blizzard was actually promoting this at BlizzCon when they announced this expansion about characters we would encounter in certain zones that were coming back. Kael'thas. Yes, Kael'thas Sunstrider has made his return in this game. He is a boss in this raid, as you can see. He is, well, as you can probably imagine, he is here in... By the way, this is the Shade, which looks a little bit more actually like him with his outfit and such, with the 3 orbs. What's cool is he wields Fellow Malorn. But, yeah, he's here basically having to deal with the crimes of what he did back in Burning Crusade, and he's been a pretty bountiful source of anima for them here in Revendreth, which is why Denathrius was keeping him inside. Probably the 2 most plentiful souls for him when it comes to anima has been Kael'thas and Garrosh. Now, as far as I can tell, Garrosh does not make an appearance in the raid. So he's still somewhere here in Revendreth, we just still have not found him. But we do find Kael'thas. They're trying to siphon anima from him, and it's a healing boss fight, where unlike the dragon from Icecrown, other characters can just simply use pedestals. We drain our own life to heal him, which spawns those shades, and yeah, it's a pretty hectic, chaotic fight. We ended the night on that. We wanted to end on a high note. So, yeah. So, story-wise, I'm going to pretend as if I've shown you that fight where we have now freed Kael'thas, because we basically win that fight, he gets free, but we bring him back because... well, he's not, getting off scot-free. Not at all. Basically we were like, hey, Accuser, let's get this soul, back to our place so we can kind of work on him, because he still needs to answer for some of that stuff. So that's what this quest is going to deal with. Hello. I know this because, well, it kind of gives it away here in the dialogue here. Thanks to the raid. Yes, basically, this quest is saying, we're going to assume you've already done the raid and cleared it, so of course we're now going to have him acknowledge this by saying, thanks to the raid launched against Castle Nathria, we have obtained an opportunity. A soul, powerful and fused with dark purpose at the hands of the Master's experiments. Given that this soul is from Azeroth, the Accuser has asked for your assistance in untwining the corruption done to his Sinstone. The Accuser awaits you in the lower levels of Sinfall.
The drought, the lack of souls, the jailer, all connected.
Yeah. By the way, apparently... it has been confirmed from others that it is still Quentin Flynn voicing Kael'thas. It sounds a little... The reason I bring that up is because at first it didn't really sound like Quentin Flynn. And yet, apparently it still is. But maybe it's just his, he's getting older. Perhaps his voice is changing. Or perhaps he's doing something specific when it comes to Kael'thas' voice. Because if you really listen to how Kael'thas is going to talk... it doesn't really sound like either the way he used to do Kael'thas, or if you were to imagine Quentin Flynn doing the voice of Raiden from Metal Gear, Solid or Rising.
Every soul can be redeemed. if it desires to be.
I make no presumption that all mortals from Azeroth know each other. When confronting a challenging soul like this, however, it helps to offer even the faintest of familiarity. Are you familiar with Kael'thas Sunstrider? Yes, I very much am. He was a powerful leader in your world for a time. The immense anima of that lingering power attracted the Master's attention, to the eternal detriment of Kael'thas' soul. Every soul deserves a chance at redemption. I'm sure there are some people that would disagree on that, but moving on. If you do not believe that, believe me when I say that this soul is immensely powerful and still at risk of self-destruction. Release him so that we may walk his path of redemption together.
In his current state, Kael'thas Sunstrider is a danger to everyone.
Okay. Oh, we're keeping him over here. Hey, Kale. Long time.
Gold. Why would I need gold?
You there. Oh wait, hold on. I need to do this right. Sometimes for a moment I started to do the Raiden voice, and I'm like, no, that's not how he did Kael'thas. You there. I insist you unshackle me at once. I suppose you enjoy seeing me like this. You may have bested me in battle, but you will never be my equal. I am a prince of noble birth, yet that aloof arbiter dared consign me to this bleak realm of Greystone and narrow minds. If there is different dialogue here, by the way, acknowledging whether or not you have killed him, it is worth noting I did use this character to farm both of the mounts that he drops, Ashes of Alar and the Swift White Hawkstrider. So that's why he would be acknowledging a demon hunter has killed him in Burning Crusade. But then again, it's not really that far-fetched to believe that possibly they were around back in Burning Crusade. But anyways. I am a prince of noble birth, yet that aloof arbiter dared consign me to this bleak realm of Greystone and narrow minds. None of these Venthyr are fit to judge my choices in life, nor are you. Accuser, release me. I have a kingdom to avenge. Do you hear me? Accuser! He resumes his defiance struggle.
Contemplate my transgressions.
I stand at the ready.
Release Kael'thas
It will be
Sunstrider.
ours. For the true Venthyr.
Out of my way! I shall avenge my people.
Impudent child, you do not give orders here. The very arrogance that doomed you in life. Have you come to confess?
It shall not be easy to redeem Kael'thas Sunstrider, and the outcome is far from guaranteed. But we must attempt it nonetheless.
The maw is closer than you think.
The many sins of Kael'thas Sunstrider. Kael'thas Sunstrider was on the verge of destruction when we rescued him from Castle Nathria. Denathrius had infused Kael'thas with unimaginable amounts of anima. So he actually poured anima into him. Each bit carrying with it the sins of others. It made his soul strong, but unstable, confused, and pushed to the edge of its own existence. Trust me when I tell you that Kael'thas Sunstrider has enough sins of his own. Assist me in identifying which of the many sins heaped on his soul are truly his burden to bear. Now, I think this might be a little bit of a little test for those of us who know Kael'thas' lore. However, I think there may also be an acknowledgement here of something that is not quite something we've seen in the games, but actually in at least one of the books.
Serve your purpose.
Begin your inquisition.
Will be help me identify the true sins of Kael'thas Sunstrider. What character flaw most hindered Kael'thas? Jealousy? arrogance, or greed?
Jealousy? Please. I was superior to him in every way.
Okay, so let me say this right now. This is a little misleading because they're using little Blood Elf models here to get across this little point in this little minigame. However, I think that actually was supposed to be Jaina and Arthas. I think this is an acknowledgement in the game that the Arthas book is canon because of how in the book it was made very clear, because Kael'thas actually walked in on Jaina and Arthas when they were stealing a moment together, that Kael'thas was jealous because he had, well, I guess you could say he cared for Jaina, or actually wanted to perhaps be Jaina's lover, and when he found out about her and Arthas, he was probably, it was very clear that he was not too happy about that, and that he was jealous that Arthas had actually stolen Jaina's heart, and that he was kind of left out, because how could she choose him over me? That's just some human prince. I am Prince Kael'thas, Sunstrider of the High Elves. How could she possibly choose him over me? You know?
I never had need for gold. I had riches and power to spare.
I'm making the wrong choices on purpose because I want to hear the extra dialogue.
Your arrogance
Just
dwells
pointing that
within
out.
you, like so many other tyrants. When the Sunwell was destroyed, and Kael'thas was desperate to regain a magical connection for his people, who did he surrender his will to? The Lich King? The old gods? Or the Burning Legion?
Now, obviously, the answer is the Burning Legion, from the story of the Burning Crusade. But just for funsies,
Never! That monster took everything from me!
acknowledgement of how much he hates Arthas for what happened with the Sunwell back in Warcraft 3.
The old gods held no sway over me.
Kil'jaeden exploited your arrogance, paranoia, and obsession to bend you to his will. I have found the heaviest burden on Kael'thas Sunstrider's soul. How did Kael'thas fail his people? Did he abandon his people? Betray his people? Or corrupt his people?
This is a tricky one, because in some ways, all three are true.
Kael'thas Sunstrider committed all of these sins against his own people.
You cannot judge me. I did what was needed to save my people.
You did what you wanted, and everyone else bore the consequences. Kael'thas Sunstrider, you failed your people.
You have failed the city!
Forgiveness without atonement.
To be clear, we did not absolve Kael'thas Sunstrider of any of these sins. He might never be absolved of them. It must ultimately be his choice to change. But we did stabilize his soul, which means he will at least have the opportunity to make that choice. Nice way of her trying to get across what they are really trying to do here in Revendreth. They're not trying to absolve their crimes. Like, if she does this, like for others like Garrosh or Sylvanas, they're not trying to absolve what they did. They're just trying to see if they want to actually have, actually reach a point where they actually want to make the choice to actually change and try to somehow redeem themselves. But they have to be willing to actually make that choice. If they're not willing, well then, there's no, you can't really go any farther than that.
See.
I will personally tend to the absolution of Kael'thas Sunstrider. His current state and trauma requires nothing short of perfect intervention and instruction to correct. I would welcome your assistance in this. I sense a bond between Kael'thas and yourself. I think your presence may help inspire him down a better path. If you're willing, meet us at Darkwall Tower. Prince Renathal suffered a great defeat there once. Perhaps a better fate will be found this time.
Every choice matters. You will continue to unravel if we do not extract the excess anima from your soul, Kael'thas. I will take you to a place where we may expunge that anima in a productive manner.
Like how she's just dragging him around. I guess we could just go to the charred ramparts.
Why would anyone walk anywhere?
I do like how these quests will acknowledge that because we are from the same world, you know, Azeroth, that there's this bond we share. And that is relevant here. Like we saw it in Ardenweald with the main story with Ysera.
Always fight to keep the upper hand. Use whatever enemy.
And now we're kind of seeing it here with Kael'thas.
This place is in shambles.
So are you. That is why we are here. No atonement without sacrifice.
I am pleased you came. Let's begin. What do you think? Is Kael'thas Sunstrider worth saving? Yes. No question. Partly because I know the truth about behind the scenes about what happened in regards to why Kael'thas ended up like this. Because of the complete screw-up that the writers did with Illidan, and so in order to try and somehow fix what they did, they instead messed up Kael'thas by having him betray and kill Jane in the Burning Legion, and yeah, just the mess of Burning Crusade. When Prince Renathal fled Darkwall Tower, he was forced to leave many people and belongings behind. The powerful relics and weapons were long ago carted off to the Master's lair, but the Prince's dredgers were forced to stay and serve the Master's traitorous lackeys here instead. You will be a welcome sight to them, a sign that the Prince has not forgotten them. If they are willing to fight, help them escape, and I will ensure they are brought safely to Sinfall. Kael'thas remains unstable in his current state, bursting at the seams with anima. He is also an arrogant, selfish moron. Thankfully, I have a lesson that can address both concerns. True leaders sacrifice of themselves to empower those under their care. Many Stoneborn and Gargan, including the Prince's own pet, were left dormant in Darkwall by the Master's forces. Order Kael'thas to forfeit portions of the anima trapped inside of him to reanimate those dormant Stoneborn to aid us.
You must humble yourself to avoid extinction, Kael'thas. I will prepare the ritual while you prepare yourself.
Look at Kael'thas. He's on a spectral swift hawkstrider. I don't think that's a mount you can actually get in this game. I would imagine it will be, since we can literally see it right here.
If you have something to say, then say it.
Looks around to make sure the accuser is out of earshot. The accuser is so obsessed with my negative traits that she has failed to see my strengths. Even in death, I am incredibly powerful. The accuser herself said that Denathrius infused me with anima to make me strong. Let us use that strength for good while I have it. This tower once belonged to the prince of this realm, correct? Let us find his usurper and gain vengeance. Vengeance is a virtue that I have always appreciated.
Until you need me, yet again.
I'm sorry, it sounds so odd. It's not how I've heard Quentin Flynn do voices before. I mean, it's not how he used to sound when he did Kael'thas, and it certainly doesn't sound like how he was when he did Raiden.
I don't have a target.
Okay, that didn't work. Oh, wait, it's up there. Oops. Here we go.
The accuser means to humiliate me. My anima is wasted on such trifling beings.
Now's our chance. Punch somebody.
I am to expend my anima on the prince's pet?
I hope this means you'll get to see Rednick?
I need a target.
Then we'll see Rednick over in Sinfall later.
I need to target something first.
These ones demand so much of my anima.
More Legionnaire on our side.
Your arrogance stains this realm. You will be forgotten.
Alright, where is this usurper?
For the Master!
I am loving this legendary. At times not having to actually, be concerned about a cooldown for either my I-beam or Fell Devastation. Oh, it's so nice. I was doing some pretty nice DPS in our raid run tonight. Partly because of that, legendary.
Darkwall Tower belongs to me now.
Oh, and by the way, yes, I have changed the talent where it's the one where it's like...
Burn your world to ashes!
No, you will show her mercy. Your enemy will live.
Mercy is a weakness. She will pay.
You are weakness. Your obsessive arrogance blinds you. In time, I will free you of it.
I love that the accuser's just not taking any crap from Kael'thas. She is just like, I'm going to put you in your place whether you like it or not. She takes no lip from anybody. Prince Renator the best.
It's too far away.
There's one there. One over here. And a couple of them right over here. There we go.
No sacrifice without suffering.
I must admit, I did not expect the dredgers to be quite so eager to fight for their own freedom. The prince inspires all of us, I suppose.
Closer than you think.
Kael'thas Sunstrider may be ready for the ritual of absolution
I
now.
see.
I do not expect Kael'thas to agree or even understand the value of mercy immediately. Absolution is a long, slow process. This was only the first step.
Change yourself, or I...
The Master chained Kael'thas' sin stone to his soul via a dark corruptive process that left Kael'thas scarred and overburdened. He bears the weight of not only his own sins, but the sins of countless other souls on his back. That would be a crushing burden for even the most noble of souls, which Kael'thas is not. Let us hope that your time with Kael'thas has prepared his soul for my ritual. I must break that cursed burden by removing the foreign sins from his soul, or else we will lose him forever. And we're gonna get a cosmetic. His Dark Sinstone chain. As a back piece, yes!
We will be watching.
I love all these cosmetics we can get. Begin the ritual.
Choice matters. This ritual will help you expel the excess anima trapped inside of you, Kael'thas. It will hurt, but no more than you deserve. Now, Kael'thas! Expel the anima!
No! I want its power!
Impotent fool! That anima binds your sin stone! Release it, or I will throw you into the maw myself!
Ah!
Stand down! I will deal with this manifestation.
Okay.
I am free.
Hardly. That sin stone still belongs to you, Kael'thas Sunstrider. Tend to it.
There it is. Kael'thas Sunstrider, Lord of the Blood Elves, deserter, traitor, tyrant. In the wake of his people's devastation, Kael'thas Sunstrider abandoned the survivors in pursuit of vengeance. Instead of seeking a cure for his people, which Illidan was preparing to offer him, by the way, Kael'thas Sunstrider led them into corruption for the sake of power. Rather than rebuild his kingdom's legacy, Kael'thas Sunstrider bartered it to the Legion as a conduit for darkness. Pride, greed, wrath. To redeem this soul, all three must be expunged. But yeah, in lore, thanks to the Illidan book, Illidan was preparing to actually create a alternate Sunwell as a means to help the Blood Elf people. That was partly what he was actually doing in the Black Temple before we ruined things. But, yeah, then the betrayal to kill Jaden happened, and Illidan was like, well, I'm certainly not going to offer it to him now. But yeah, there he is. Back to looking very similar to his old self. I've always liked that look, and the black and red look to it. Oh, looks really cool. I love that he's got the 3 orbs around still, but they're red this time instead of green like they used to be. Just a really cool new look for Kael'thas.
Your past, or be condemned by it.
I cannot comfortably call this a success, but it is likely the best outcome that we could have hoped for. Carrying one's sins is no small feat, yet it can be liberating. Take this chain. If you wish to display your commitment to owning your own sins, Kael'thas needs it no longer.
Serve your purpose.
Kael'thas is free from the twisted corruption of the Master, but he is not truly free yet. He carries more than enough burdens from his own sins to condemn him to the maw. We must be vigilant in encouraging and forcing him to atone for his mistakes. If he cannot right the many wrongs of his mortal life, he will be doomed forever. You are having a positive effect on him. Please, accompany us down to the Chalice District for his next lesson.
Sinstone. This was but the first of countless sacrifices you must make to atone for your sins, Kael'thas.
Oh, I did get a part of that piece tonight. Let's see how it looks while trying to have these weapons on.
I have many lucky doos you like. Come, shop, browse, smell.
I do like this cloak. It hides my weapons. That's funny. Yeah, you can see, yeah. Put this on, my weapons are hidden. 250 gold to put that on. Alright, let's do
Good
it.
fortune to all friends of the Grummels.
Somehow my warglaives are just going to be completely hidden. But, sure, whatever. Elevator? Pfft. I don't need no stinking elevator. Whee. Oh gosh, the Sinstone is all jittery. Look at that. You see that?
Speak. I will listen. And
We are ready to begin our next lesson. When the prince made his final stand at Darkwall Tower, he called for aid from the many noble houses here in the Chalice District. None came. Most simply avoided the conflict out of self-preservation, a shameful but understandable choice. However, one house took action. Lord Blackbale replied with cruel mockery and sent his Stoneborn to aid the Master's armies instead. Prince Renathal has not forgotten that betrayal. Kael'thas seeks vengeance? Let him have some. Start with the
face
Stoneborn.
yourself, or I will.
And what would you ask of me?
Hey, he gave himself a 10-minute buff of molten armor. Huh. Aha.
I need a target.
Of course, you know what's funny? There is a connection here. Because I'm sure Kael'thas would look at me and be like, oh, I see. You're one of Illidan's demon hunters. His Illidari that I interacted with back in Outland. Yes.
For survival.
The less you speak of that, the better. That's what I would expect him to react when he notices what I am. And he's just like, kind of like, oh gosh, it's another one of you.
I'm out of range.
But I will say, after all these years, it is pretty awesome just seeing Kael'thas here, just kind of at my side, you know, casting fireballs in his regular, just kind of look, appearance. It's just awesome seeing him again. I know some people think that, you know, them bringing old characters back is not a good thing, but I can't help it. There are times I just do like seeing, you know, characters that we haven't seen in a long time make a return. And I think the way they brought him back here, it makes sense. It actually works. I'm just not sure about the whole, if people haven't done the raid yet, that this is like, hey, after you did the raid, and players are like, but I haven't done the raid yet. I think if the LFR version of the raid came out, that it would, you know, it would flow a little better story-wise. Now, this is interesting. Maldraxian Weapons. The weapon you find seems unlike those wielded by most Venthyr, yet the mark it bears are unmistakably familiar. It'd be wise to seek out more such information, such weapons, and bring them to the accuser.
I can learn to be humble, but never meek.
I noticed that you were surprised to find those strange weapons here. I sense the essence of their power as well. It is strangely familiar. We must discover where the weapons came from and who imbued them with such power. If you and I present the proof to the accuser together, perhaps she shall allow us to hunt down whoever is behind all of this.
Remember the Sunwell.
Now see, that sounded like Quentin Flynn's Kael'thas. Remember the Sunwell. Can I jump through this? Like, nope, nope. Yep, I can jump through the window.
Protects me.
I regret nothing. Wait, no, everything.
For the master! Not again!
You see what I mean about those procs? Just over and over, back-to-back I-beams? Oh my gosh. Having those go off, like, in a dungeon run or such, or even in a, you know, like tonight in the raid. Oh, it was so nice. Another favor for that guy at the black market. Alright, sure.
Still recharging.
Better keep an eye out for some of those crates.
Lord will have your...
These Venthyr are...
Ah, the Tithe Lord.
The accuser must allow us to hunt down and destroy it!
Wait, hold on. Because he also just said these Venthyr in league with a Lich? Hold on. Orders from the Tide Lord. Lord Blackmail, do not forget your promise or my condition. The situation is under control. I have everything under control. I have everyone under control. I trust you have had ample opportunity to test the weapons that I sent with my last letter. You then know the power that my arrangement with the Lich makes available to us. If you wish to continue receiving the benefits of my arrangement, you will fall in line behind me. I will send follow-up instructions after my meeting in Darkhaven. Do nothing until then. In power, the Tithe Lord. Now what? Wait, is Hope Crusher up? He is. Now this is a tough rare, but as you can see, he actually can drop a Gargan mount. Oh! I don't think we have a big enough group for this. But, whatever. Let's do it.
I need to get closer.
Hopefully some other players will come by soon at some point to check if he's up and join in. But we do have a Prot Paladin tanking this rare, so I think we're fine because, as we all know right now, Prot Paladins are really strong. Looks like we also have a Ret Paladin. Oh my gosh! That... Wow! I don't know how far away the graveyard is. I'll take a shot, because they don't seem to be killing it that fast. Hopefully I can get there in time, although I'm not seeing a quick way back. Never mind, I think there are some stairs right over here. I know this is kind of a diversion, but I couldn't help it. The rare is up, they pulled it, and it drops a mount. Looks like some more players are showing up.
I need to get closer.
Okay. Anima.
I don't have a target.
Interesting. Oh well. That's going to be one of those rares I come back to often to farm, especially later on in the expansion when they add flying. Because then you know, like, because I'll be having things like NPC scan or, you know, the, you know, rare scanner and such, so that when it goes live, you know, when it's up, I'll get alerts for it. So.
Have you come to confess?
Did any of the Black Veil Venthyr show signs of regret? We had hoped to recruit some to our cause eventually. What are you carrying? Those don't belong here. The Black Veil Venthyr are wielding the weapons of the Maldraxian army? That would mean... You found something? A lich? The Tide Lord is working with a lich from Maldraxis? How? To what ends? Do you appreciate how troubling this is? This has never happened. This is not supposed to happen. Prince Renethal will know it.
I must
suppose I
inform
have
Prince
time to
Renethal
listen.
of the Maldraxis threat immediately. I am placing Kael'thas under your care, Mawwalker. Humble him. We are the only things.
He mutters something under his breath.
Oblivion, Kael'thas.
I suppose you enjoy seeing me like this. You may have bested me in battle, but you will never be my equal. I am a prince of noble birth, yet that aloof arbiter dared consign me to this bleak realm of greystone and narrow minds.
Is that all?
That's what you said before. Never mind. It appears I am at your mercy once more. Far be it from me to tell you the best way to absolve my sins, as the accuser insists we do. However, in that note, the Tide Lord arranged a meeting with his contact in Darkhaven. Do you know where that is? As a matter of fact, I do. If you do, we could investigate, gather more information, and present that information to the accuser and Prince Renethal. I imagine that would be quite useful to them, and a very selfless act of assistance on my part. Do you not agree? Sure.
It was for the Sindorai. My people were massacred. Our sacred vault of magic
Many deals for a
defiled.
friend of the Grumbles.
All to
Like
raise
you.
a lich in undeath. I will incinerate this one with the heat of 1,000 suns.
Okay, what's a quick way to get to, I guess we could just ride there. Come on, Kael'thas, yeah!
I have powerful allies.
Actually, let's go this way. I like the title of the quest. Reconnaissance for my, recovery.
the death of the Master surely means.
The Master's removal changes nothing. Tell Lady Wixera that I am still in charge, and... my carriage is upstairs. We will finish this discussion on the way.
Stow away on his carriage. Sure. Come on, Kael'thas. Let's try and stow ourselves away.
Now that we are away from itchy ears, you can reassure Lady Wixera that our plan remains intact. We may even be able to increase the rate that we are supplying her with anima.
That would please the Archlich greatly.
Of course it would. Inform your lady I am still in charge. Everything will proceed unless she fails to uphold her side.
The Archlich will not allow her failure.
I am pleased that we see eye to eye.
I wonder who this Archlich could be.
You address the Sun King.
A lich? So close? Can you feel its presence? I once could. It appears that we have discovered a common enemy to pursue. Wherever that necromancer ran off to is no doubt filled with traitors, undead armies from another realm, and at least one lich. It cannot be a sin to kill such as these. To demolish the camp of these invaders and betrayers must be a virtue. A virtue I crave. Let us pursue it with haste. I confess I do not comprehend the full array of potential consequences wrought by the Tide Lord's anima-sharing arrangement, but I am very aware of the dangers posed by a lich with access to power. I am also very aware that resolving this situation is important to the accuser, which, given my current situation, makes it important to me. We should eliminate the muscle behind the anima transfer logistics. Without that, the shipments will halt.
You need not bind me. I would never quit the chance to destroy a lich.
Yeah, still upset about what happened back in Warcraft 3 with the Scourge destroying the Sunwell and bringing back Kel'Thuzad. Boy, wouldn't it be crazy if it was him who was the Archlich, right? Could you imagine that it turns out the Archlich was Kel'Thuzad this whole time?
We will execute the will of the Archlich.
I need to target something first.
Will never fall.
I'm out of range.
Our master will not tolerate failure.
I can't use that item
You
yet.
cannot comprehend his power.
Look at the way the stone just kind of, you know, bounces around. You see that? I will never get tired of that I-beam animation. It is just too cool.
Execute the will.
It's one of the coolest looking animations they have ever made.
The Archlich will.
Our master will not tolerate failure.
I need a target. don't have a target. It's too far away.
You cannot comprehend his power. We will execute the will of the Archlich. The Archlich will never fall.
His name is Big Shiny.
Shiny Smash! Now take Crystal.
Last one is Stacker.
This machine now work. You cannot comprehend his power.
There you go, get the tag.
I need to target something first.
Be angry.
I'm out of range. I don't have a target.
We will execute the will of the Archlich!
It's too far away.
Interesting.
My power is mine to wield.
Traitors and cowards. I have time for neither. The bigger they are, the bigger the explosion in the end. Ha! Can you feel it? The chill in your bones. The energy. Power. She's here. The Lich. Take me to her. I must speak with her. In my own way.
To judge me.
Funny, I don't recall hearing her name during my time in Maldraxis. Alright, so he's already pulled that. I want to actually hold off because I actually want to catch if she says anything at the beginning of the fight. Anything story-wise, so...
I have many, many wares.
A Mortigore sigil. I don't really know what that is.
Many farewells.
Alright, so...
Lucky doos and root.
I'm gonna switch back to the cloak. The way it bounces around is just kind of like bothering me. So we're just gonna chill here for a moment. There we go. Alright, so now we'll wait. Give myself a teensy buff. A tiny one. This is the item that I still have from Legion. Agility and stamina is increased. It's only by 9, so it's really not that big a deal. But it's almost like a collectible now because I don't think you can get it in the new recreated version of the starting zone anymore. I think they removed it. It used to be like a 2-hour duration. Like, it was like a cool little extra thing you could get early on. And I didn't see it last time I went through the starting zone. So this could be a collector's item, for all I know. Then again, it could be totally wrong. Hello?
So you fools have discovered us at last. Unbind me! What magic is this?
Why are you sending Anima to Maldraxxus? Who do you serve? Answer me!
You cannot stop my master. He is allied with the Banished One himself.
Is that Draka?
Who? Who is your master?
I serve the mighty Venthyr, and he will conquer all of... I will return.
The defiler of the Sunwell. At last, I will claim justice for Silvermoon!
I think that is something for a Necro player. There we go. We got a reveal. Turns out, it is Kel'Thuzad, who apparently is now being allied with the Jailer.
If you have something to say, then say it.
It was unlikely she'd tell us anything useful, but I had to try. After the Sunwell's destruction and the near extermination of my people, I vowed to claim vengeance upon Arthas and Kel'Thuzad. But I needed power to see that happen. And to seize that power, I'm ready to return to Sinful. I must recover my strength for what lies ahead. As the Accuser is so fond of reminding me,
We'll never...
much to ponder. Let us inform our allies of the enemy that we have revealed. I'm gonna get the chess piece! Yay!
I will contemplate my... Make no mistake, I will have my vengeance. But I suppose I can afford a measure of patience. Be sure to inform the Accuser of my selflessness.
So you fools have discovered us.
I like how it's labeled Arrogant Soul.
Allow me to take Kael'thas off your hands.
Darkest greetings, Walker.
Maldraxxus is sworn to defend Revendreth from outside invaders, not siphon off our anima. Accept this gift for your role in bringing this conspiracy to light. We will need time to calculate our next move, but I am certain that you will be a key part of it.
Again, so it is true. The Tithe Lord is working with Maldraxxus. We must plan our next move carefully. No more surprises.
I shall extract more information from the souls we recovered from the Master's lair.
And I shall reach out to my most trusted contacts in Maldraxxus.
Come, Kael'thas. You served well today, but nothing has been atoned for.
You speak of atonement. It is the Lich Kel'Thuzad who will atone for his crimes. I will burn his icy bones to ash.
Focus on yourself. Your hatred will only hinder you.
I mean, I don't blame Kael'thas for feeling that way, though. I really don't. Look, that's actually an upgrade. Rescue Laurent from the Ember War to continue the campaign. Really? Is that something I can do right now? Maybe that's something that'll pop up later. Oh, hold on. So because I did the next chapter, there is something I want to do here.
I got the best prices you're gonna find out here.
You can now upgrade your stuff to purple that you can be able to get at Mythic 0. It's a little costly with the anima, but obviously it's going to help out. Purples, purples, and more purples. 187.93.
If there's nothing else, then.
Almost done with the entire set. All that's left is the shoulders.
You need what I have to sell you.
It's interesting because now you see here, you get these here. I wonder if that's in case people mistakenly get rid of them. So it is going to cost you a bit of anima, but it is certainly going to help out with your gear if you have continued to do the story. So that's going to be nice, especially heading into our second night in the raid tomorrow, where we're going to start off going after... I believe our plan for tomorrow night in the next raid is we're going to pick up where we left off. After taking down Sun King, we're going to go after Zymox. Pretty simple fight. I've already gotten a couple kills on my other character. So, pretty simple fight. I don't think we'll have much struggle. And then this is where we get into some interesting territory, because then we're going to do move on to the next fights, which I've never done Council, I've never done Sludge Fist, and so on. So that'll be a learning experience for me. The Council is the dance fight, as we have heard so much about, and Sludge Fist is the wall that people ran into, especially when they were doing the world, or the race for world first, which, by the way, congratulations to Complexity Limit getting the world first in this raid. You know, the world first sired in Athreus after going through these fights, and going through these for quite a while, especially Sludge Fist. But yeah. And that is probably going to do it for the next portion here until next week, but I'm a little... I don't know, the fact that it's like, hey, go rescue Laurent, and I'm like, what? Like, is there a thing here to kind of indicate where he is for me to go save him? Because I don't see it over here. I don't know. I may have to check into this. Because otherwise I would think he would kind of like give me a little indication, but maybe not. I also need to finish this off because it gets you a level 200 piece of gear. And turn that in. Gotta do these dungeons, which I believe I can do either Mythic 0 or Mythic Plus or whatever. Gotta go down and do some stuff in the mall. So, yeah, got some things to do. So, stay tuned.